जैसा कि आपके काम के बारे में हम लोग जान रहे थे, तो मैं मेनली एक अलग फोकस पे आ जाना चाहता हूँ कि क्योंकि जो हमारे डिफरेंट मास्टर स्टूडेंट सुन रहे हैं या चाहे पीएचडी वाले सुन रहे हैं कि जिनको आपके एक्सपीरियंस से थोड़ा बहुत खुद की ज़िंदगी में क्या-क्या वो इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं। तो जैसे कि अगले दिन हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि एक बंदा मतलब मास्टर्स से ट्रांजिशन जब पीएचडी में करता है, उसके लिए कितना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है। तो आप यहाँ पे बता दीजिए स्टूडेंट्स को कि मतलब किस तरह से वो ट्रांजिशन करे, उनको क्या-क्या चीज़ें देखनी चाहिए जब वो मतलब ट्रांजिशन कर रहे हैं एमएससी से पीएचडी के लिए। उनको क्या-क्या देखना चाहिए, बॉस की पब्लिकेशन देखने चाहिए, वो कितने साल में पीएचडी दे रहा है या कितना बड़ा इंस्टीट्यूट है, रेपुटेशन क्या है इंस्टीट्यूट की, और एक अच्छा पीएचडी कितना मायने रखता है बंदे के लिए आगे जाके कि उसका करियर कितना डिफाइन होगा। तो यहाँ पे आप उस बारे में बता दीजिए जो भी स्टूडेंट्स आपको सुन रहे हैं।
I would just go a little bit further. I would target people who are still in the college, who are doing their bachelors, if they get a sense of what a career in research looks like. Because I believe if you take decisions early on, focus early on, your career can become easier and better. So that needs to be done. I believe there is still not enough information at that level. I know there are the JK scientists, they are trying to do really some good stuff, but it needs to be expanded, and kids in the college need to be informed of all the potential opportunities that exist in this field. So I believe here the pool of students who aspire to become scientists increases, will get better and better with time. Now, people who are doing masters, naturally, if they are doing their masters in biochemistry or biotechnology or some of the clinical biochemistry, some of these niche fields where the best option is taking a research path, they need to be careful about their PhDs. In fact, they need to understand that once they have done their masters, the life is different. PhD is not an academic degree. You do get a degree in the end, but that's not what counts. What counts in a PhD is the content of the PhD, because there is no set standard curriculum, no syllabus in PhD. So there is no uniformity. PhD from one institute to another institute can differ like a lot. In fact,
lab
to lab in the same institute.
Same department.
Exactly. Now, there is another unfortunate thing, which I don't know whether to call unfortunate or fortunate, but this is the norm right now. Once you finish your PhD, there is no entrance exam. There is no way now you can prove yourself except show your PhD. Now you can apply for a postdoc, and all you can tell the person who is potentially recruiting you that, look, this is my PhD, this is what I have done, this is the paper I have published, and based on that he can say yes or no. He will not send you a paper or set an exam or nothing like that. That will not happen. It ends with masters. The last exam you apparently give is when you enter PhD. After that, it's your previous work that actually counts. So this is why when you decide to do a PhD, make the right decision, do a really good PhD, because at least will take you 5 years. So invest these 5 years at a good place. Even if it takes 6, 7, there is not a problem. Even if you have to wait for 1 year to get into a good institute or a good lab.
So I have one suggestion out here, which students who will be listening to you is like, it becomes important here to choose a PI as well, with whom you are joining your PhD.
So finally, it is the PI. But what we actually take as an assumption, which is not always true, that good PIs are in good institutes or good universities. This is largely true, but not always true. So if you go to a university or a research institute which is really ranked well, you would actually say at least half the faculty members would be really good.
Really good.
So you have a better chance to...
Actually, the recruitment system is such that they choose the people who have a very good experience and they have come through ranks. Like, you know, is the secondary question whether they'll do better as individual PIs, but at least in their individual careers, they're good.
If the prerequisite for a PI to do well is that he should have good expertise. It's not necessary, in spite of the fact that he has good expertise, he may not do well. But that is a prerequisite. If a PI who does not have a good expertise, there is very limited chance that he can do well. So the aspiring PhD students can easily decide. He can actually look at this, even if it's a new PI, can look what he has done, what the expertise is. If he's an old PI, then he can look at what other kids have done, other students who have passed out from this lab, what they have done. So I don't think that is an issue. Issue usually is we rush. You know, we decide, okay, why should I waste 1 year? Let's start PhD. But my personal opinion would be that it is better to wait.
And choose wisely.
Exactly.
Because as you were suggesting that it is your PhD who is going to define your life in the future.
Again, it's a sweeping statement, but I'd love to argue. A researcher is as good as his PhD. And the PhD is largely as good as the PI.
Now, यहाँ पे कई लोग डायलेमा में रहते हैं कि एक पीआई आता है, यंग पीआई आता है कि मतलब यंग पीआई के साथ एसोसिएट होता है कि उसको खुद ग्रो होना होता है. हम इसके साथ ग्रो हो जाएंगे अगर हम इसके साथ पीएचडी ज्वाइन करते हैं, इसको खुद भी ग्रो होना है, ये खुद भी थोड़ा बैच पे काम करेगा, बाकी चीजें जो उसके पास प्लस पॉइंट होते हैं और उसके साथ चलते चलते वो ग्रो हो जाते हैं. जो काफी सारे लोग चाहते हैं कि हम यंग पीआई के साथ काम करें कि हमारे काम अच्छा बढ़ेगा. लेकिन कुछ लोग एस्टैब्लिश्ड पीआईज के पास जाते हैं, बट कई बार क्या होता है कि एस्टैब्लिश्ड पीआईज के पास ये शिकायत रहती है कि उनके पास टाइम नहीं होता उतना बच्चे के साथ स्पेंड करने के लिए. खासकर अगर इंडियन सर्किट में देखा जाए कि जो जितना एस्टैब्लिश्ड पीआई होता है उतना वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर बनता है, फिर मतलब वो फिर डिफरेंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में बिजी होते हैं तो उतना टाइम नहीं दे पाते हैं. लेकिन उनके पास जो प्रोज वो अलग होते हैं और कॉन्सेप्ट अलग होते हैं. तो यहाँ पे एक पीएचडी स्टूडेंट जब जा रहा है एमएससी के बाद से, तो वो किस चीज को प्रेफरेंस दे?
आई थिंक इसमें दोनों में जो है कुछ अच्छी चीजें हैं, कुछ बुरी चीजें हैं. जहाँ तक एक एस्टैब्लिश्ड प्रोफेसर का सवाल है, I think with time, naturally, there are other responsibilities. But there's a very simple way of deciding whether to choose a lab where the PI is really, has a long-standing career. He's busy. But what are the other kids doing in the lab? Have they done really well in the past, like maybe 3-4 years? Because the PI does not have to be himself present there to train this kid. They're already, the lab is there. Everybody has got trained, so they will train. But if the lab has not done well in the past few years, then I don't think that's a good idea. Even if it's a big name, doesn't matter. For the young PI, I think it's a win-win situation usually. If the young PI is really good, if he has done well in his research career as a training, there is a huge chance that you will do well under him. So a very, very good chance. But these are choices that usually we make once we get into that position. I would be lucky to have that kind of a scenario in front of me. Like I'm in a situation where I can choose whether I should go to this lab or that lab. That's a wonderful thing.
यहाँ पे एक चीज जो है ना, मतलब जिसका मुझे पर्सनली लगता है कि मास्टर्स में बच्चे को ख्याल रखना चाहिए कि आपके नजदीक वो कितना मतलब माने रखता है कि जब एक बच्चा 4th सेमेस्टर का प्रोजेक्ट करता है, अगर वो एक अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट में प्रोजेक्ट करने जाता है, मतलब इंस्टीट्यूट जो बड़ा होता है, वो उसी टाइम एक्सपोज होता है डिफरेंट फ्रंटियर्स के लिए। जैसे हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे अदर डे कि जो कश्मीर के सिनेरियो में बच्चे हैं स्पेशली, बाहर के पीएचडी वो कम एक्सप्लोर करते हैं। ऐसा क्यों है? कि जैसे आपने देखा, मुझे याद है कि हम लोग जब बात कर रहे थे तो आपने बताया था कि मैं जब कॉर्नल में पहुंचा था तो मेरे दिल ने किया था कि मैं सारे बच्चों को कश्मीर से उठा के या जो वहां पे है यहाँ पे डाल दूं, कि इनमें कोई सीन अलग नहीं लगे है कि जो बच्चे यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं। खाली ये है कि उनमें थोड़ी बहुत गाइडेंस लैक हो रही है कि एक जीआरई टॉफल ही तो देना है, उसके बाद तो थोड़ी सी इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर इधर उधर की, जो आजकल रिसोर्सेज डिफरेंट अवेलेबल है जहां से मिल रहे हैं। तो आप बताओ दीजिए यहाँ पे उन तमाम बच्चों को कि ये कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है कि आप यहाँ नहीं आ सकते, कि आप बिल्कुल आ सकते हो। और आप लोगों के लिए कितना फायदेमंद होगा कि अगर आप कंट्री से बाहर निकल के इस वक्त पीएचडी करते हो, और आप का पीएचडी का जो महत्व है वो कितना बढ़ेगा।
पहले सवाल का जवाब जो जो इंटर्नशिप की बात आपकी थी, यस, अगर आपको एमएससी में या एमएससी से पहले भी मौका मिले, if you get a chance to go to a place where there's a really good research environment, you get to spend a few months there, it's going to greatly enhance your career. It may also work the other way around. Maybe you will find it too difficult. You will say, no, I don't want to do research. Either way, it will help your career. So yes, I would definitely encourage people to not waste any time whenever you are like off. Just try when you are in college even. Try, write to people. This is the age of internet, social media. Write to people, tell them I want to come for a couple of months. I'm interested in this. That will really help a lot. And the answer to the second question, yes, if I had a way, I would send everyone to US for PhD. Because we anyway all of us end up in US at some point. And my belief is earlier the better. And when I went for my postdoc, I really thought that I should have come here for PhD. And the PhD students which were working with us from different countries, they were exactly like us. And I strongly believe anyone can actually go to US for PhD. In fact, it is easier to go to US for PhD than to get admission into PhD in some Indian institutes. All you need is a GRE, which is not very difficult. And then what they do is they usually take into account the quantitative part. I don't know what the latest format of GRE is, but back then they wouldn't pay too much attention to English language. They were, keen on looking at your quantitative math part. If you are good enough, they would take you.
Rather, I guess still for science streams, they don't see mathematics also that much, because certain universities have kept a criteria where they shortlist the candidates. And moreover, usually I always suggest to students that your application is divided into 3 parts. One will be your whatever CV you will be having, whether you have any publication or not, if at all, what research experience you have. And then second important part which always one can modify is like their write-ups, how good a write-up is, what are the plans, what you are going to do there, because that does decide your application. And third part is your referees, and of course your teachers are there who will be writing references to you. So I have met the students and I do feel that it is not too much difficult, that if they want to come and they cannot do it. Rather at this point, even I feel like we all guys have a responsibility that whenever somebody contacts us with such intention as that, what to do and what not to do. Maybe I may in future do a session with few PhD guys who could, serially tell them, they will break down it, what parts of the GRE are needed and what are the different administrative processes, and so that they may feel that it is not too difficult. Though there are a lot of candidates who are showing interest to come outside, and that's really good.
So this is an area where we can really work on. In fact, whoever I meet, This is what I emphasize. I think getting referees is not that difficult. The good thing has happened that if you look at Kashmir right now, from Kashmir University and some other universities, we have a really good pool of scientists there. You can easily get a chance to spend some time in those labs, and you can already learn, good stuff. They're quality labs now, and this is something that we should all basically focus on. We need a lot of PhD students from Kashmir who end up in US for their PhDs, and we need to help them. All we have to do is guide them a little bit. And the first thing we tell them that it is really not difficult. And second, maybe tell them about GRE or whatever formalities. Maybe, they don't know there are 1,000, 2,000 universities in US, the possibilities are endless. I have seen people in very small universities in US, but they still have an advantage over us in every way, because unfortunately, spending time in US becomes critical. You only learn things once you spend time there. And if you go early on, I would actually, feel like that's the best thing to do.
यहाँ पे हमें और एक चीज है जो दोनों PhDs और पोस्ट डॉक्स के लिए भी मतलब जो PhD के लिए जा रहा है और पोस्ट डॉक के लिए जा रहा है उनके लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। आपकी नजर में चाहे SOP हम कहे PhDs के लिए या कवर लेटर कहे, उनको कौन कौन से पॉइंट्स फोकस करने चाहिए जब वो लिख रहे हैं पोटेंशियल PI के लिए, क्या क्या देखना चाहिए? क्योंकि मैंने देखा है कि कई बार हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हम बैठ जाएंगे लैपटॉप पे, हम कहेंगे कि दिन में हम 40 बंदों को अप्लाई करेंगे, कोई ना कोई रिप्लाई करेगा। जो मेरे नजर में मैंने कुछ टाइम उस पर खर्च उस तरह से किया है तो मुझे लगा वो जाया जाता है एज कम्पेयर टू जब स्पेसिफिक राइट आप किसी के लिए लिखते हैं। तो आप उस एरिया में क्या सजेस्ट करते हैं, किस तरह लिखना चाहिए, क्या क्या पॉइंट्स फोकस करने चाहिए उनको?
So for a postdoc, like once you finish your PhD, if you are looking for a postdoc, I think there are two important things that you have to keep in mind. One is when you finish your PhD, you should really exactly know the heart of your PhD. You should know what exactly your aims were and why did you do what you did. Even if you have not published it, but if you can really tell your story, what, how, and when, like an exact story of your PhD. Because things don't work all the time. We know that, so they understand. But the most important thing, which I believe, is that we should not rush again into postdoc. Like, on what basis? Why exactly are you? Why do you want to go to a particular lab? So we were told in JNU. This is one of the good things about JNU, even if the research infrastructure was not good. But we had these interactions where you could actually grow academically. We were told, don't rush into a postdoc. Like, think about a topic, think what interests you, read about it, write about it, and then you look for that niche area. So that's one way. But if you have a broader area where you are interested in, or something really new that you want to do, read about it, write to the PI, tell him that this is what your lab does, this is what excites me, this is what I want to learn, this is what I've already learned, this is the expertise I am bringing, and this is how it can be useful. Choose this postdoc again very wisely. Particularly if you're done well in your PhD, you will have a lot of options of your postdoc. Then you decide what you do. And the most important thing is this area of research should really excite you. And a number of times we don't know exactly where it goes. So to play safer, we hover around our own area. If you have done something in certain field, we don't do a postdoc in exactly the same field. That's that's foolish, basically. But we do something where we can utilize the expertise that we have gained, and then also complete something new. Usually, if you go to a good lab, when you have come through a competition, done well, you will learn whatever you are taught. It's highly unlikely that there is a person who has done so much hard work and then he ends up in the lab, but he doesn't learn. That doesn't usually happen. So one should be confident, even if you want to do something completely, something new excites you, do it. I've seen like people jumping from doing their PhDs in plant sciences and then suddenly wanting to do cancer biology or computational biology or something like that. There's another thing, sometimes a topic becomes hard. It's something new. Like computational biology. It's something that if you are interested in, just jump. It's a new field, it'll at least last another 10, 15 years. Or sometimes you have worked on, you have not worked on animals, so you want to gain some experience in animals. So there are so many things that one can decide, but again, take time. Read about the research that your potential PI is doing and show interest. And it's also, when you read about his work, you can also see whether I want to go there or not. And there are also some PhDs where they find it difficult to get a postdoc. Now, they should sort of reach out. There are so many, again, postdocs in the US. There are scientists in the US, other places. We have a lot of people back in Kashmir. They should consult them. Maybe they need to work on their CV or their cover letter. They need to present themselves better. That's how things can work.
And then, what about PhDs? Like, when they are writing after master, I know that the guys from masters need much more attention because that is where, it's something, as Shabir was telling other day, that some people write, I was not selected in the medical entrance, then I thought after doing science, which is completely nonsense, and people don't entertain that, because you need to show that this is your first interest, this is your first love, which you are going for. This is not because of the circumstantial changes that you have not been selected somewhere else and you are coming here. So what are the things they should be focusing here?
You mean the master's student?
Yeah, masters, once they will be applying for different PhD programs especially.
Okay. So the difference between doing a master's in India and in US is that in India it's a straightforward entrance exam. So you need to be good academically. If you're good, you can pass this exam, they will interview you, and that's it. In US it's a bit different. In addition to your good marks and potential research experience or a paper or whatever, you need to also have this SOP, this letter and other letter of intent and other things. And this can be worked out. I think a lot of people would not be good in writing a letter of intent or a statement of purpose, but it's widely available on internet. It varies from naturally from person to person. The subject to subject. But if you can honestly tell the college why are you interested in PhD, tell them the entire thing that you are from a very small place, you have ambitions, you have done well. You can say that I'm from a small village and I'm the only one who has done it, and I really want to do well, and I don't want to. I want to become a scientist. And honest. That's what it is. And they also they're not looking for something like I want to discover something new or I want to invent. They're not looking for that. They want the person who is dedicated, who is passionate, and show them that you are. And that will help. And this is also one of the things that we can always help them with that.
Yeah,
sure. There are people who are potentially interested. Yes, they can take our help in this. We can definitely help.
अब अगर बिफोर के हम लोग कंक्लूड करें, जो हमारा क्रॉप इस वक्त जो बाहर है, लड़के चाहे फैकल्टीज है, चाहे पोस्ट डॉक्स है या चाहे पीएचडी है, जब वो बैक होम जाते हैं, जो डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंस्टीट्यूट लिया भी है, जैसे जेके सेंस डिफरेंट आउटरीच प्रोग्राम्स डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस में करता है, या हमें कोई और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से है, या शिविर भाई का जो मतलब उसकी जो एक खुद की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जहाँ पे वो लोग करते हैं कि वो एक एक्सपर्ट को बाहर से ही डिफरेंट बच्चों को क्लासेस दिलवाते हैं ताकि उन लोग को एक्सपोज हो जाए, या यहाँ से ही एक्सपर्ट वहां लेके जाए ताकि सब बच्चे वहां पर उस चीज को लेके एक्सपीरियंस गेन करें। बट यहाँ पे क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे आप उन सारे जो मतलब दूसरे बंदों के लिए हेल्पफुल हो सकते हैं? मुझे जहां तक लगता है कि जब हम लोग वापस जाते हैं कि हमारे साइंटिफिक प्रेजेंटेशन जो कोर रिसर्च एरिया में, उससे ज्यादा उनको जस्ट कैरियर पाथ दिखानी होती है कि क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज है आप लोगों के पास, क्या क्या आप कर सकते हो, मोर और लेस मोटिवेशनल टाइप की, नहीं ये चीजें आप कर सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं डिफिकल्ट नहीं है। तो आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहोगे कि मतलब जो भी उनको देगा कि कई बार क्या होता है कि हम जब साइंस में होते हैं तो हम लिमिटेड होते हैं अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में कि हम अपने कोर एरिया को लेके ही एक प्रेजेंटेशन दे सकते हैं कि मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, जो काफी बार मास्टर्स लेवल के बच्चों को समझ भी नहीं आता है। तो बट एक करियर पाथ उनको समझ में आ जाएगी कि आप क्या क्या कर सकते हो, आप लोगों के लिए कौन कौन सी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है। तो आप यहाँ पे उन बंदू मतलब उन लोगों के लिए क्या कहना चाहोगे जो यहाँ से जाके डिफरेंट कॉलेज में जाते हैं, उनको किन किन पॉइंट्स को कवर अप करना चाहिए?
यही बात है कि जो कश्मीर यूनिवर्सिटी है, फॉर्चुनेटली वहाँ पहुँच के as I said, there's a good, pretty good talented pool of scientists. वहाँ पर अच्छा खासा माहौल बना हुआ है, डेफिनेटली इम्प्रूव हो जाएगा और भी बेहतर हो जाएगा, बट इट्स रियली गुड। बट हमें मेहनत करनी है उससे पहले। आई थिंक जो कॉलेजेस का सिस्टम है, वी शुड डेफिनेटली वर्क, चाहे साथ में या अलग अलग, जो भी जहाँ पर भी जा सकता है, एंड वी शुड वर्क ऑन अवर, जो हमारा होम टाउन होता है वहाँ पर कॉलेज से पहले भी। एंड वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट वी शुड रियली वर्क ऑन इज एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन, खासकर जो हमारे रूरल एरियाज हैं, जो छोटे छोटे गाँव हैं, वहाँ पर ये बहुत मसला है। और वहाँ पर जो एजुकेशन का सिस्टम है, क्योंकि वहीं से सब कुछ आता है, अगर वहाँ पर मेहनत थोड़ी सी हो जाए, जो काफ़ी टैलेंट जो है वो उसका लॉस होता है। There are so many talented kids who for one reason or the other, poor schooling की वजह से जो they cannot really come forward, और वो we lose them. That's something that we can work on. और भी चीज़ें हैं कि एक साइंटिफिक एक टेम्पर जो स्कूलों में we can always work on that, क्योंकि अच्छे स्कूल्स बने हैं, बहुत अच्छे स्कूल्स हैं, बट जो अभी जो academicians or educationists, I don't think they are really involved that actively, and I think if we can, we should definitely try to do that. और जो कॉलेजेस में लड़के हैं, खासकर अब बायोकेमिस्ट्री वहाँ भी है, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी है, और भी साइंस वगैरह हैं, तो इट्स अ ह्यूज चंक ऑफ पीपल। अब एक एक कॉलेज में 2-3 हज़ार साइंस स्टूडेंट होते हैं, अगर उनमें से 10% स्टूडेंट्स को भी मोटिवेशन मिल जाए, they can work hard, I think our job will be considered done. Each one of us should definitely do it, one way or the other. साथ में अलग अलग doesn't matter, but we should definitely be doing it. Absolutely.
थैंक यू समीर भाई, आपका टाइम देने के लिए। जो हमें टेक होम मैसेज यहाँ से मिल रही है, टुगेदर वी कैन, टुगेदर वी विल, इंशाल्लाह। तो इसी तरह से अगर हम लोग साथ में काम करते रहे तो इंशाल्लाह ये सारी चीजें जो है रंग लाएगी। तो दोस्तों, इंशाल्लाह मैं नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में और एक मेहमान के साथ आप लोग के साथ हाजिर हो जाऊंगा। तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखें। अल्लाह हाफिज।